Pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Ikem Ekwonu, tackle, North Carolina State.
Okay, so they go for a pass protector, and they choose the kid from Carolina, North Carolina State, to stay right there in North Carolina. And what do you think of this pick?
I love this pick. I thought he was he's my third best player in this entire draft. I thought he was the best tackle, and that was a screaming need, Charles, for the Carolina Panthers. They could not leave this draft without a starting tackle.
A lot of Panther fans screaming, don't take the quarterback, get us the tackle. We thought that they might have to make a decision on the tackle. As it turned out, Coach Shaw, they were able to pick the number one tackle on their board, Ike Ekwonu. And what I like about him here, we know he's a road grader in the running game, so Christian McCaffrey's going to love that. He'll continue to get better in the passing game and help them overall.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Christian McCaffrey's healthy, and my pick already for the comeback player of the year. And you've got a violent, athletic, physical run blocker and a great pass setter. This guy's a special talent. When you watch him, there's a guy that's that big should not be able to move that quick and easy. But he's a lot of fun to watch.
So the choice is not a quarterback. Let's put a pin in that for the moment. It is Ekwonu, not Neal. And it is somebody who one thinks will do the job to protect whoever plays quarterback and then keep Christian McCaffrey in the pink as well.
Yeah, they're going to like him in the running back room and the quarterback room. He's got the hands of a heavyweight and the feet of a lightweight. Was around Jason Peters with the Philadelphia Eagles. He has that type of movement, that type of athleticism, but here's the heavy hands. Once he gets his hands on you, it's over. The athleticism to reach on the backside. Can you cut off? Absolutely. Able to wall that off on the backside. Then this is the fun stuff. Get him up to the second level and watch bodies go flying with Ike Ekwonu. Linebackers, corners, it doesn't matter who you are, he's coming for you. Here he goes on a throwback screen, and I pity this corner. You do not want to be in this situation. Just get out of bounds and get out of his way. He's going to send you flying into the air. He's going to jump on top of you for a little extra. At NC State, Charles, they give him bottles of syrup for pancake blocks. You could fill up this lake behind us with all the syrup he collected at NC State.
I certainly hope they gave him some of that light stuff, because otherwise his diet goes out of whack.
The Carolina Panthers select Ikem Ekwonu.
Dripping on the zip like drip drop. Got the money bag in the ziploc. See my pinky rain, that's a big rock.
And you've got a violent, athletic, physical run blocker and a great pass setter. This guy's a special talent. A guy that's that big should not be able to move that quick and easy.
704 for Charlotte. Icky, that's my nickname. Just really good piece. Great momentum for this time of my life.
The New England Patriots have traded the 94th pick to the Carolina Panthers. With the 94th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss.
Crowd going.
Yes!
Oh! Matt Corral, Ole Miss quarterback. You yesed me. Why? Ride the lightning, baby. Ride the lightning. Yeah, I love Matt Corral. Just one attitude for days. Look at that quality headband. How do you not love a quarterback who goes ahead and rocks a headband that hard? Immense amounts of eye black, but we'll actually talk about the stuff he does on the field. Great arm. Right now, zero sense of touch. He's just going to throw it as hard as he possibly can every single time, which rocks maybe not the best thing at the next level, but he can work on that, all right? A relentless competitor, and I think played two different styles of football based on the year. When he had a lot of receivers, they threw a lot, and he looked more like a gunslinger. This year, it was more of an RPO-based offense. In fact, I think he threw more RPOs than any other quarterback in the SEC, and played a totally different kind of offense and ran the ball a lot. There are some concerns about his durability just because of his size. But yeah, the potential is there. Like between him and Howell, I think the ceiling is higher on Corral.
Yeah, I think so too. The only thing with Howell, I think Howell has the best deep ball of all the quarterbacks that were in this draft. But Matt Corral, a guy who's a dual threat, he can do it with his legs as we've seen in the clips. The only knock I had on Matt Corral is that I don't see many tight window throws, right? Everything is RPO. But I do love the fact that he hits his guys in stride, and I like this pick for Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
That's rivet.
Yes.
You can only get that analysis right
I'll ask you this. With this pick, Matt
It is
Corral
something. It's
going
something.
to Carolina.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is X'd out now.
Yeah, I think that Baker is not going to end up there. That was like the leading thought, despite the fact that Robbie Anderson said no under.
How did he say it?
No.
And then he followed it up by saying facts.
Facts. Yeah. So he is probably breathing a breath of relief. I guess he would rather have Matt Corral than Baker Mayfield. But I do wonder what this means for the future that they have there, because we all talked about this before, saying like there's less pressure, there's going to be less attention on the quarterback now. I don't believe that that's true.
No.
Because these quarterbacks were so high profile and because that situation is in such desperate need of a quarterback, there is going to be calls for him to play just like if he was a first rounder. I don't know that he got the soft landing, the quiet entry that we thought was a benefit of falling in the draft like this. But
and he's playing behind a guy right now at the moment that said that he's seen ghosts while playing the game of football. I still can't get over that to this day. Like every time the Falcons play the Carolina Panthers, I bring it up in our production meetings and in the pregame show because he's seen ghosts on the football field.
I would not have called it that Malik Willis would end up in a better spot than Matt Corral.
Yeah.
Like I would not. I thought like there are very few places that Willis could have landed that would have been as good as Tennessee is for him. He looked out.
Yeah.
I think, too, it is a little, even though we're in the third round, to Dominique's point, Carolina traded the 137th pick and a third rounder next year to move up to 94 to get Matt Corral. So I think that makes, that does speak to some of the pressure element that is going to be inevitable here.
With the 94th pick, the Carolina Panthers select Matt Corral, quarterback.
Corral's going to take a shot downfield. He's got bingo!
Carolina Panthers are patient and end up getting one of the more talented signal callers in this draft.
Corral right on the money.
The quickest release in this draft without question. Twitch that you see, just how quick the ball just snaps off his ears.
He can throw the football, but when you see him run, he is running through tackles. He is an explosive young athlete.
This guy can do it all and has generated as much buzz as any quarterback in this entire draft.
They think just based upon the tape alone, his is the best in this draft, and he may have the potential to be the best in the draft.
I think he might, when it's all said and done, be the best one in this draft.
The Washington Commanders have traded the 120th pick to the Carolina Panthers.
With the 120th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers keep pounding and select Brandon Smith, linebacker, Penn State.
Well, Matt Rule and company go to that Penn State well. They get a guy who wants to be an FBI agent someday, and Panthers hoping that he can lay down the law a little bit for them.
Look, I tell you this about Brandon Smith. We're going to talk about traits again and measurables down here in the fourth round of the draft. This is a 6'3", 250-pound linebacker who played over the slot in what you would kind of call an overhang star type of position in 2020. That's 6'3", 250 pounds. And he runs 4.52 in the 40. The problem with this young man is this. He doesn't always unleash all that athletic ability on the field. When he does, it's beautiful like that. When he plays with intention and plays with physicality, it's beautiful. It's just sometimes he doesn't pull the trigger. He won't take on blocks and actually try to, what we call, flathead somebody in the hole. He just won't do it. And then when he does, you go, that's what you should get out of a guy that size. That's why you slip down here. But you can absolutely find gems if you can unlock the competitiveness in a guy like this.
With the 120th pick, the Carolina Panthers keep pounding and select Brandon Smith, linebacker, Penn State.
And it's a throw to the left side. Oh, and it's a hit by the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. And blindsided and hammered off the edge again, Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith, and going back-to-back with sacks.
And intercepted. Smith comes up with the pick. Under pressure, and the ball pops out. Brandon Smith, pass rush, and the knockout.
International pick. Where's it coming from? We're going to Frankfurt, Germany. Fantastic. Honestly, keep going to Germany more than the second half of Stripes. It's a Mayock reference.
Hello from Deutschland. We are here in the stadium of Frankfurt, one of the two host cities for the NFL games in Germany. Die-hard Panthers fan Tobias is next to me to announce the draft pick. With the 189th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Amari Bano, defensive end, Virginia Tech. Willkommen im German Riot. Keep pounding!
Well, you lost a speed rusher in the offseason, and Hassan Reddick, you just got the fastest defensive lineman in this draft class. We're in a 4.36 in Indy.
With the 199th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Cade Mays, guard, Tennessee.
So she said Cade Mays, guard, Tennessee. He played guard in college at Georgia. He played tackle at Tennessee. And I went all the way back to 2019 to go find a game when he played center. There's one game he played center, and I was like, you know what? He looks better at center than he does at guard or at tackle. I think he's going to potentially be a center. I think he'd end up being a big center. But the great thing is in the 6th round, Matt Rule just got a player who plays guard, center, tackle.
Yeah.
So at guard, center, tackle, you got 3 position flexibility. He was a starter in the SEC at all 3 positions at some point. So I think that's very important. He can snap, he can play tackle, he can play guard. You saw right there, he actually gets from block to block fairly quickly. I think there are some inconsistencies for him as a guard. So I really do question the guard stuff. I thought some of his tackle tape, as you see here at Tennessee, was a little bit better than his guard tape was at Georgia. So it will be interesting to see where they put him. But one of the things you want to do is find a guy with multi-position flexibility as a backup, and I think that's what Matt Rule and Carolina found.
Allowed just 1 sack, no quarterback hits, 5 pressures on 253 pass pro snaps, according to PFF. Look, played at Tennessee, obviously transferred there from Georgia. I can't give the Bulldogs credit for this.
So you see these 5 players, I want to point something out. Matt Rule is a traits guy. He's known as a big-time traits guy. That's why Temple players were getting into the league. That's why Baylor players, all his players are being drafted that he recruited. Ike Mekwonu, Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith is 6'4", with 34-inch arms and ran like a blazing 40 time. His workout was off the chart.
242nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Kalen Barnes, defensive back, Baylor.
Another member of Baylor's vaunted NFL track team, along with Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Petrie and JT Woods. JT Woods ran a sub 4.4. Tyquan Thornton ran a sub 4.3. And Kalen Barnes ran
4.23.
Yeah, 4.23. I mean, the fastest football team I've ever seen in my life, literally. Kalen Barnes, the coverage stuff has got to get a little bit better for Kalen Barnes. Some of the recognition and anticipation needs to get better. But what he has is he's got length and he's got amazing speed. So right now it turns into Matt Rule. And remember, we talked about Matt Rule traits.
Yep.
Height, weight, speed. He's a big guy into length and speed. And what he's betting on here is, well, Kalen Barnes is a really fast player. Here's that lottery scratch-off ticket, as I mentioned. Let's see if we take this special speed that he has. Let's see if we can coach it up, get the technique fixed up, and see what we've got here. So, as you see, you can be really fast in a straight line, but this, when you're the hips are a little bit tight there on the transitions. Don't see the transitions where the balance is an issue for him some. So, but he can run really fast in a straight line. More than I can say for me.